There we go. I had that muted. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am an amateur. An amateur streaming. It's my first day. I had it muted because I was working on something else before the stream. So again, welcome Ginger, Rusty, Psycho, Tampa Tom, Ginger, Psycho, Tampa Tom. I'm just kidding. Marvin, Tudor McGavin. Amy says, hello, nurse. I don't know what that means, but okay. Bob, Mike, no sound. Mic check, mic check. Why is my Facebook still open somewhere? Try sign language. Helen Keller. I probably shouldn't make that joke. Yay, sound and picture are both working. So we're gonna give it a few minutes before people stop telling me my mic is off. Let people receive their notifications. I'm going to talk about some aquariums, some fish tanks, some rainbow fish, all kinds of stuff. Probably some food, who knows what. But first, while we wait, audio, video, gooching, while we wait. I don't know, I'm sure some of you may have seen this, but one of the most spectacular moments in sport history happened over the weekend, and we're gonna watch it because it is one of the most amazing things. I'm gonna get copyrighted into the ground, but it's totally worth it. Now, it is not fish related, but it is animal related. It is animal related, and I figure why not watch it while we're waiting for people to stroll on in here. So in case you didn't know, the Kentucky Derby was last weekend. And I'm not a big horse race guy, but when something like this happens, it's just absolutely amazing to see, and we're going to watch it. Curtis with the $1 super chat, thank you. Carol Cox says, thanks for the great member stream, crazy fun. We do have some crazy fun at the beginning. Well, we stream for an hour for the members before we start this, 2 hours. So if you want 3 hours of this nonsense, become a member. So yes, let's cut right into this because I'm just gonna let you watch it and then we'll talk, about it. All right. So let me get this fired up. Turn my mic off.
Zozos is next after 3/4 in 1 minute 10 and 4/5 seconds, and now Epicenter comes splitting horses and is moving up quickly as Crown Pride takes the lead around the far turn. It is Crown Pride battling with Messier. They're stride for stride.
So I'm pausing this real quick. They're in the final turn, the final straightaway. Rich Strike was in 17th place. He's in 16th place right now. Epicenter is the favorite to win. All right, just give you a little backstory what's going on here.
Epicenter and Zozos in behind them. Cyberknife swings up on the outside. Sandon gets the rail run, and they're into the stretch. And it's Messier, Crown Pride, and Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter has taken the lead.
Watch this now. He hits the nitrous button right there. Look at this horse. The longest shot. Now, let's be real, right? This horse was in 17th place coming around the final corner, the final straightaway. 80-1 shot to win. 80-1. But it gets even crazier. The race was on Saturday, right? This horse wasn't even scheduled to race at all. Friday morning, this horse was not in the race. Another horse had to cancel, and they got called up. So they just lucked out and happened to get in this race, right? It's more crazy. The horse trainer and the rider, I forget what they call the rider. What is it called? Dang it. What a noob I am. But anyway, so the horse trainer and the jockey have never competed in a derby. ever. And this, their first time in the Derby. And it's just crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. And when you see something like that, whether you're, you know, a horse fan or a sports fan in general, like, you got to appreciate that. It's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. My wife bet on that horse to win. Too bad she only bet $2. Man, can you imagine, like, jockey? I thank you. I guarantee you, when this horse races next month, it's not going to be 80-1. But I have watched that clip so many times, and every time you watch it, the top down is the most impressive. When you watch like the regular view, you don't even really see Rich Strike coming up. Like, he's coming up so fast. This is why the announcer doesn't even see him. The announcer doesn't even say anything until like the last second, right? He's like, Rich Strike, oh my goodness, because you don't even see him. He's coming up so fast. It's, I don't know. That horse is just unreal. Anyways, I thought that was absolutely amazing. I had to share it, and now we can talk fish if you want. But that's one of the greatest moments, I think, in sports history when we look back. And a top chat, what the heck? There we go. My dream rainbowfish. Some dude, my dream rainbowfish, Goldie Eye, Decay are available on Aquabid. I'm going to build a TV stand for my paludarium. Then I'll be setting up a 75-gallon for these rainbowfish. Those are really nice rainbowfish. Someone bet 20,000. You know, if I had paid attention, anytime you see odds like that, just bet something, right? It's like when that I forget his name, but when that boxer was like 4,001 to win the title, like, bet $1. Like, on those odds, you bet anything. 80-1. You bet $10, you win $800. Like, you bet 100, you win 8,000. It's just, man. Am I planning on putting rainbowfish or tetras outside again this year? If I could find some Radinocentris, I will put those outside. I might try the tetras again, the Buenos Aires tetras, because I plan on this year. I plan on burying my ponds so they'll stay a bit warmer. And the Buenos Aires tetras, they survived freezing. They survived like the pond freezing over like 3 times, but there was one that got really cold and they didn't make it through that one. So yeah, if I can find Radinocentris, I got rid of mine when I moved like an idiot. Yep. I have a few left, but I probably won't put those outside because I don't want to risk losing the few I have left, but I got rid of most of them. Are you planning? Oh, I already got that one. It was so fun to watch. Yeah, crazy. If I don't know. I wish I would have known, because I'm telling you, anytime you see those odds, just bet $5. Who cares? You never know. I think Marcel has rads. Yeah, that's who I bought them from previously. I'm hoping to find them locally, though, so I don't have to pay $9,000 in shipping. And I know there's a lot of people breeding them in the Pacific Northwest right now. So, Katie says the owner's barn burned down 6 years ago. His grandson died. So many different heartbreaking things happened to this family, and then this happened. Oh, you know it's going to be a movie. It's definitely going to be in a couple years. It's going to be a movie for sure. You're a big guy, so I won't fight you, but Batis are definitely the best fish. Their look, sickly behavior, color, colder water tolerance, do well in community, etc. Can't wait to hear other ideas. Batis are certainly awesome, but I feel like their size limits them to being the best. I don't know. That's just me, but the horse was the biggest underdog in the race by far. Funny too, because I put 10 on the other 80-1 horse, and it had $50 in second place. Whoa. Easy microphone. Someone bet 20,000. Somebody, it's probably the owner. Like, I don't know. Amanda Baker says, new lights, Bob? Looks so bright. Yes, I got 4-foot LED lights kind of in a square above me now. So everything should be brighter except my face should still be dark because of my hat. I hope shipping rainbows isn't $9,000. Well, I believe Marcel only ships overnight. Which Rainbowfish do just fine in priority mail. Like, even if it takes 5 days, Radinocentris are by far the most hardy rainbow fish. I don't care what anyone says. I'll fight them for it. Radinocentris are crazy hardy. And Jerome, welcome to the Steam Dream Team. We stream every Monday, 3:45 PST PM for the members. And for the non-members, don't worry, we don't talk about fish. It's just pure shenanigans. So you're not missing any content. It's not pay to play. Calm down. Bob, what would you say an underrated rainbow is that you don't see too often? The pygmaeus rainbow fish. Lucas used to breed these. I wish they were more common because it would open up a lot more. It would open up rainbow fish to a lot more people because they're small. Going smaller, I mean, they work perfect in a 10-gallon tank. You can breed them in a 10-gallon tank. They're kind of a weird, funky, fun shape too. So, Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat says, please remember to hit the like button. And actually, before we get too far in, I think that's the best way to say it. Oh, excuse me. I just wanted to thank all the people that rewatched this stream afterwards. I'm super grateful for everyone who shows up. But a majority of the views definitely comes after this is uploaded. So I just wanted to say a big thanks to the replay crew. You mean a lot to me, and I really appreciate you. John the Stir Fry Guy says, Australian rainbows are nice. I agree. Very underrated. That's probably, in my opinion, I guess that would be my most underrated. Because they are, for the most part, a pretty silver fish. Until they get really big, their bodies are still silver, but their fins have some really nice color on them. And sometimes you can buy them at PetSmart for like $1. It's crazy. But they do get big. They're probably one of the biggest rainbows out there. Dan's Fish had them for sale a while back. Yeah, I missed it. I need someone to sell them when I actually have room for them. Alice says, if I miss a stream, I always rewatch it. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It definitely helps out. Definitely somebody's got a case of the definitely's. Speaking of Dan Lee the Manly, what kind of rainbows does he have available right now? dansfish.com. Dan's Fish International. Oh, that's danfish.com. Apparently is another fish website. Interesting. Let's put the S on there. Let's go shopping, shall we? Shall we go shopping? Let's see. Uh-oh, what happened here? Where's my website at? There it is. Why is it chopping off the bottom? That's weird. Oh, well. I just want to look at the rainbow fish. Let's see what he's got. Where are they at? All the way at the bottom? How dare he? Dan, why are rainbow fish at the bottom when they clearly need to be on top? When? You're looking for some small rainbows, neon red neon rainbows here. I gotta see what I'm pointing at. Here we go. $11, that's a good price. Any of these Pseudo McGills, if you're looking for small rainbows. What else we got? Pricey eye. See, here's the problem with the rainbow fish. Like here, granted, it says all females. That's unfortunate, but the males of this size look pretty similar, right? A lot of these, you see silver fish, and you're like, why is this fish $25? You gotta imagine what it's gonna look for. These Gittleman Village, all females too. Dang it! I should buy those. Oh, there's only 4. If there was like 10, I might go for it. These Cali lumpers are some of the best looking rainbows in my opinion when they're older. Sequences. If you want like an orange-ish, yellowish rainbow fish, that's the one for you. Goldie eye, super beautiful. Huh, Cohen River. I've never kept this one. Wait a minute. What's going on with the quantities here? 2, 7, 2, 4. Oh, 22, 8. Okay, that's a little better. 50. There we go. 1. What in the heck is going on here? Two Pracox rainbows? What? Oh, man. I'm going to have to speak to management here. We need more rainbow fish. Dance Fish Management. What's going on here? Pseudomagil signifers. You don't see that one very often. Curtis says, I love Gittleman Village. Yeah, they get those really long, like wavy fins, which is kind of nice. Hip Hop Hillbilly says, think 3 to 5 Bozeman rainbows would be too much in a 40-gallon with 4 dwarf gouramis. So you can keep Bozeman in a 40-gallon for quite a while, but eventually they will get too big for a 40. Especially, I don't recommend getting less than 6 rainbows. And that's kind of like my rule for any schooling fish, which rainbows are. Like, I don't ever recommend less than 6 of a schooling fish. So that would be a little too much once they get a little bigger. Who has Melanotania Gary Langai? I used to. What rainbows to avoid in a 40 breeder? I would say most all. There are some, like the Parva would be okay. The Kamaka would be a good choice. The red neon, the Pracox rainbow. If you can find the Pygmaeus, any of the Pseudomagills. So there's a fair amount of smaller species. Like the Cali Timbuni, I believe is a smaller species. Any like the Glossolepis are going to be too big. I mean, honestly, most of the Melanotania are going to get too big too. But yeah, there's a couple like Kamakas, Dwarf Neon, all be good. Silver Creek Aquarium says, if I ever graduate to a big boy tank, I want a species-specific rainbow fish tank. It's the way to do it. Melotania sahaluensis can go in a 40. The other thing with rainbows... Oh, there's Johnny a Dance Fish says, we're working on it. Sweet. The other reason I don't like rainbows in 40-gallon breeders is because they're very spastic, right? If you accidentally like bump the tank... They go vroom, right? And they don't even care what's in front of them. They'll bash into rocks, wood, the glass. And so, like, having that 4-foot tank just gives them a lot more time to be like, oh, whoa, maybe I should calm down. Maybe that wasn't really a big deal. Whereas in a 40-gallon breeder, they only have, 3 feet. And they can just go boom right into the side of the glass. And it's pretty common. You'd be surprised. A lot of times with rainbow fish, you see what looks like fungus or something around their lips, and that's usually just a wound from them bashing into hardscape or the glass. PA Fish Preacher, hello. I think I saw double D in here. DD's double D's, hello. Parameters are good with no visual signs of illness. Oh, what did I miss? What would be the cause of a fish to stop eating? Stress, Avidiscus in a grow tank. Had him for months and always a good eater. Suddenly stopped eating. Should I treat for internal parasites? If he's already quarantined in his own tank, I would probably start treating meds. Honestly, I would probably start with salt, but that being said, I'm not a veterinarian, and I've also never kept discus. So, but salt is kind of my go-to. Oh, Macolichai, yes, Macolichai would be another good one for a 40 breeder. I always forget about Macolichais, and they're such a beautiful fish. Hi everyone, my name is Lady Loach. All right, welcome. I must have been gone a long time. Do you no longer have your website, Bob? Selling fish? I stopped selling quite a while ago. I still have my website, but it is taken down right now. It is offline. Carolyn says, I have frittata rainbows and they are beautiful. Yeah, I would argue that frittata rainbow fish are like legit one of the best looking fish in the hobby. They can be a little, I don't know. What's the term I'm looking for? They can be a little dainty, I guess, is the term I'm looking for. So they don't like poor water quality, that's for sure. I'm also not sure what to do with my 125 rainbow cichlids or natives. Hard to decide. Maybe I need another 125. The answer is always more fish tanks. Always. Like, that's the way it is. That is the way of the aquarium trade. Ruben Daly says, I introduced my Bolivian ram, Spoon, I like that name, into my community tank, and he's so cute. He's so nice that he doesn't even go after my Amano shrimp. Yeah, Bolivian rams, I'm telling you, if we're talking about underrated fish, Bolivian rams is one of them. I have 7 of those Kalitawas, Xanadudu. They are wicked when they spawn. That orange stripe on their head is wild looking. To be fair, most rainbows get the orange stripe on their head, but some are definitely more pronounced than others. A good one is the turquoise rainbow fish. They get some pretty intense orange on them. Melanotania ogilabolgilii are another dwarf species. All right. That's one I've never kept. I got to add that to the list. I have 20 and a 40. As long as you change and feed your water, you can get away with it. You must be answering someone else's question. Ask for forgiveness? What? Oh, yeah. If the answer is always more fish tanks, how do I convince my wife? You don't. You just buy them. Like, why would you need to even ask for permission? Isn't it like they will love you in sickness and death, right? Hello, that covers multiple tank syndrome right there. It's written in the contract. You don't need to ask. It's a sickness. No permission necessary. I earned my fish keeper badge. I have a ton of green algae in my 29-gallon right now. Time to clean the tank. Bob, keep cool. Minister Brandon, what's going on, my friend? I would keep that. If it's green water, I would keep it. But if it's algae, I'd probably get rid of it. It sucks because my fish room has a 40 breeder standard. The racks Corey talked about in an ancient video are still available at Menshkovics. And I split one into 4 to do double racks, perfect for 40 breeders. I have a ton of those. A ton of them. Just sitting out, doing nothing. Menards. You said Menshevik, but you meant Menards. Coming from a single man. Like, I wouldn't marry someone. Well, let's not get into that. My girlfriend is suddenly paying attention and staring me down. I love that way of thinking, but I don't think my husband would agree. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't understand it. I just don't. And maybe that's why I'm single and why I will die single. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want my wife to not get something she was passionate about. Like, it just makes sense. You have a hobby, you're passionate about it, go buy stuff for your hobby. Who cares? You can always get more money. There's banks you can rob, there's ATMs you can rip out. Lots of ways to get money. A coworker found a 300-gallon oval poly stock tank at work today and gave it to me. What? Looks almost new, except a little dirty and needs a drain plug. Found my summer outdoor tub. That's amazing. How do you find a 300-gallon stock tank at work? Like, I don't know where you work, but they just have this kind of stuff just laying around. Like, it was lost and we found it. Here it is. You can have it. I know it's hard to decide. Definitely another one to 125 solves the problem. Yeah. You can never have too many 125-gallon tanks. Paul says, I can't see myself getting married now. My partner would let me have all the tanks I want if we weren't renting, so I'm limited to about 8 tanks. Not too bad. Yeah, that's still pretty good. I can say like renting, okay, that's okay. That can put a damper on the hobby a little bit. JD Parcher says, well, I have a lot of hobbies I need to ask. So do I. But you better be accepting of that. Right? I got tons of hobbies. My rule is if you find a free tank, you can spend over $1,000 on it to make up for not paying for it. There you go. I got this 10-gallon tank off the side of the road. That's the rule. I can spend $1,000 on it now because the tank was free. That's a good rule. They literally have so many tanks I want to take home from work. Do it. Big Tank Hank, what's going on, buddy? If you missed it, I was on Big Tanks Hank's channel. Go check it out if you're bored and want to give it a listen. At a certain point, the number of tanks in the house reduces the human living space so that we're bashing our faces off the glass. Well, I mean, you don't want to sacrifice quality of life, but if you got an extra room, fill it with fish tanks, right? I mean, you got to have room to cook. Got to have room to go to the bathroom. Outside of that, just get fish tanks. You work at a fish farm. Oh, no. Tons of good finds. I work for a housing company that owns almost 3,500 homes. I'm in charge of a few hundred of them, and so is he. So we get first dibs. That sounds like a sweet job. Wow. What's the coolest thing you've ever found? I'm curious. Or what about like the most valuable thing you got for free? A 300-gallon tub is pretty expensive. Some dude says, I have Radonocentris ornata series creek that are breeding. Once I get more fry, would you be interested in some? Yeah, possibly. Definitely. If you get enough. Ginger with my HOA, I have to build up. I don't want to go through the ceiling one day. HOAs. So if your wife wanted 10 dogs because she loved them dearly, would that be okay? Yeah. Really? You're gonna ask me if I married someone and she brought home a pack of dogs, I would marry her again. Like, are you kidding me? Me? Do you know who you're talking to? Is this your first live stream? If you don't know, I kind of have a thing for dogs. So yes. If my wife brought home her own pack of dogs, I would put another ring on her finger. I would lock it down. I'm telling you. No problem. HOAs suck. I agree. They are the worst. Bunch of communists they are. LFS has a 16-inch vampire tetra. That's pretty crazy. I hope it's in a very huge tank. The more dogs, the merrier. Exactly. Like, I don't even care if they're chihuahuas. If you bring me a pack of chihuahuas, I'm still going to put another ring or another finger on that ring. Yeah. I'm so excited right now. I can't even talk straight. That's it. Just the thought of having 10 more dogs. Ooh, would you rather? Would you rather run all hang-on backs instead of sponge filters if the electricity wasn't the problem? No. Hang-on backs run like 7 watts. So, what? Like 70 watts if you have 10 of them? That's nothing. That's like $3 a year. So, would I rather run hang-on backs instead of sponge filters if the electricity wasn't the problem? And what's your favorite hang-on back that the pump is in the tank? My favorite hang-on back is still the Aquarium, because it is self-priming. And it has a huge basket, so I DIY my own filter media. So, yeah, that's why I like that one. But I would still just use sponge filters. All right, Bob. I don't care what everybody else says. Thank you, Shelly. Screw what everyone else says, right? My 2-year-old just walked into the room and says, Dad's watching Bob. Oh, Dad's watching Bob. I don't know how I feel about that. Your 2-year-old knows who I am? Hello, 2-year-old. Your dad's watching me. Your dad Curtis. I was given a Chevy Silverado by the boss man. That's a good find. That's a good one. That's an expensive truck. Best find is hard. I found a new men's mountain bike in a house. A new double stroller, which, I mean, those get expensive. A guy found a kayak not long ago. Lots of tanks and smalls? Well, a mountain bike and a kayak, I mean, that's a pretty good find. Oh, what? 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 LOL, Bob. That's an awesome answer to the dogs. And it doesn't even matter what the animal is. Obviously, I'm a dog guy, but she brings home 10 cats. I'll train them. I'll have my own school of cats. I don't care. 10 donkeys. I don't care. Goats, horses, whatever. I love all animals. You bring me 10 of any animal, and I'm a happy clam. Beluga encounter for sure. Oh, Bob, did I miss your question? Looks like you got an answer though, so that is sweet. I keep finding Klein tools in ceilings. Are those like the builders leave their tools behind? Is that like when a doctor leaves his, I don't know, like a stethoscope inside of you? Like, he cuts you open, he fixes you, he leaves his instruments inside of you and patches you back up. Is that what these construction workers are doing? 10 giraffes, please. Yes. I would have custom harnesses built, and you would see me cruising around on my giraffe. I wonder if that's ever been done. Do you think you could like saddle and ride a giraffe? I have to Google it. I'm sorry. We gotta pause the stream. I have to look at it. A girage? A giraffe. Can you ride a giraffe? Due to the shape of the giraffe's back, in order to ride one, you would need to build a custom saddle. I don't care about that. All right, I just want to know if you can do it. Huh. There you go. When Mara, the name of the giraffe, was 3 months old and over 6 feet high at the shoulder, they began working with her to train her for riding. There you go. You can ride a giraffe. Probably not the best for it though. Maybe I'll have a little cart and it can tow me around. Oh, here we go. Drunk man rides giraffe at zoo. This is a video. Let's see. Yep, he's climbing the gate. He's climbing the fence. Let's all watch this. Let's watch this video together. What do you say? Let's see where this goes. Uh-oh. I gotta get through this commercial first, though. Ay, commercials. Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat. How many Cinema Gill Gertrude can I put in a 10-gallon? Also, please hit the like button and a giraffe fund. Oh, you could do a dozen easily. That's probably where I would start, is a dozen. This ad is a minute. Oh, skip ad. There we go. No. Okay, let's watch this. Kimichi? Sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but maybe Aiden can tell me. Hello to my boyfriend Aiden in the chat. Stop buying tanks, please. I think it's official. Aiden, your girlfriend, has now super chatted me more than you have. How does that feel? I don't know that woman. Ban her. I'm gonna mod her. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's watch this video. Let's see what happens here. This will answer the question on if... Oh yeah, look, he doesn't even need a saddle. Of course it's in Turkestan. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, the giraffe doesn't even care. Probably doesn't even. That's like a fly up there. Wait, and then he climbs back over. Wait, I want to know, did he get thrown off or did he fall off? Oh, we missed the action. Okay. Well, so maybe a little training needs to be done. I know what I'm doing next time I go to the zoo. I'll tell you that much. I got my plan. Getting bucked off a giraffe. That's the plan. Okay, stop. Stop playing. What's a good plant that'll go in the substrate and stay shortish and bush out? Hip hop hillbilly, dwarf chainsword, dwarf chainsword. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, a fight's breaking out. Well, it would either be Turkestan or Texas. No, I don't know about Texas. I feel like that's more of a Florida thing. Let's be honest. Like, if someone's riding a giraffe in the U.S., it's going to be happening in Florida. Art with Animal says, I'm late, Bob. You're looking very bright and well lit today. Thank you. Thank you. There are new lights in here. I feel like riding... I don't go to the zoo enough to care about getting banned. So would riding a giraffe be worth a ban? I think so. Right? I mean, this guy got 100,000 views. So if I rode a giraffe, I would get at least 100,000 views. And that right there would pay for it right there. Easily. I mean, my zoo is not even that great anyways. It's the Woodland Park Zoo. Every time I go, half the exhibits are always closed anyways. What's my all-time dream tank? You probably won't ever have. I want like a 14 or like, I mean, honestly, like if it's a dream tank, I'm going to make it like 20 feet. I want it 20 feet, 4 feet tall, 4 feet front to back, and 20 feet long. That's my dream tank. Hey, Texas can do anything Florida can and more. Actually, Florida can do a lot more. Well, I won't say a lot more, but there's some things in Florida that you can do that you can't do in Texas. Just saying. Can you film it? Well, I don't know if I can film it, but I would definitely get someone to come and film it. I'll bring Jimmy along. I feel like Jimmy would be okay. He's got that super strong lens, so he can like sit on the other side of the park and no one would even know that he was with me, and he could just zoom in and catch me. The problem is the giraffe exhibit has a bunch of animals in it. It's not just giraffes. So there's giraffe, there's zebras. So I mean, it's not even a problem really. I could ride all kinds of different animals in a short amount of time. You want a tank? You need scuba equipment to clean? Not necessarily. Other than Disney, well, Disney is a joke. Disney does not give Florida an edge at all. Disney is a negative mark. It is a poop stain on Florida. Nobody got the 51st Dates line. I've actually never seen that movie. So, nope. Uh-oh. Motion detector. Motion detector. Who's here? Better be Amazon. It's loud enough. It could be Amazon. Oops. Jimmy would do a great job. Maybe get a few people we know so we get all the angles. Agreed. Disney is the crapper. Aiden has stolen my belongings. He's great. I'm trying to think. I've been to the Woodland Park Zoo a lot. I don't think I've ever seen a worker there that's bigger than me. They don't have security. The exhibit is towards the border, so I could ride him and jump the fence and get out of there lickety-split. Or maybe just go in at night. And then there's no fuss at all. Some people plan bank robberies. I plan giraffe riding. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Maybe I just travel somewhere where it's legal, right? How much salt would you put per gallon for the discus tank? There are 2 other discus with him that are doing well. Oh, see, I thought he was by himself. I would not salt the other discus. I would remove him. So the other discus, like I said, it might just be stress. I was under the impression that he was by himself. So I would remove him, and because he might just be getting bullied. And he's stressed out, so he's not eating. So I'd 100% remove him, get him into his own tank until he starts eating again. Don't get arrested. I got really good lawyers, all right? I got really good lawyers on my speed dial. I canceled my Disney Plus a year ago. So glad I did. Yeah, when you find out what actually goes on in Disney, it is a disgusting place. Everything about it. Cowboy up, that's what I'm saying. I got my cowboy hat somewhere. I don't know where. Bob, I think zoos have access to tranquilizers. Yeah, animal tranquilizers. Those don't work on humans. Come on. That's why they say animal tranquilizers and not human tranquilizers. I'm like Ace Ventura. You can shoot me like 5 times, and I'll still run away. I'll be numb all over, and I'll still run out of there. I'll be flailing all over. I don't care. I'll still be running. Muscle memory is the key to being tranquilized. I'm telling you. Just let your muscle memory take over and run out. Hi, Bob. My German blue ram passed away from wasting disease today. Oh, that's too bad. She was in a tank with pencilfish who looked fine and showing no symptoms. Could I add more fish to the tank now, or should I wait? Well, that could be tough because it could be internal parasites. I would probably wait at least a week. I would give it at least a week. Bob, any Pseudomugil species for 20 tall or 20 long? All of them. 20 long puts you in like the Friccata range because they're by far the largest Pseudomugil. But I mean, Pseudomugils, like 20 gallons, they'll be in heaven. Most people keep them in 10-gallon tanks. Okay, don't let her smear me. I have a hardscape to build. A hardscape to build? Paul says I need to cancel my Disney subscription too. I highly recommend it. I recommend canceling all subscription services. All of them. Cable, Netflix, all of them. Let's get back out in the real world. Let's not just sit around and watch TV for the rest of our lives. Picture of Bob laying face flat in the ground, running like a sleeping dog. I mean, it's a possibility. It is a possibility. Create a diversion. Yeah. Let us light off firecrackers in the other side of the zoo. Awesome plants in the background. Plants and fish. Man, I feel like most people who like one also like the other. I couldn't tell you the name of some of these plants. Like, I know this is a dragon scale something or other. This is Monstera Peru. These are some philodendrons, some Prince of Orange in there, some other philodendrons, some pepperoni plants. I made this whole pepperoni planter. Check it out. A planter full of pepperoni plants. And look at this one. It's a taco. The name of this plant is literally a taco pepperoni. And they're little miniature tacos. Like, I saw this plant and I was like, I have to buy that. But I just like planted all these, so I noticed now I forgot to water them, so I'll have to water those after the stream. But I love pepperoni plants. LOL Bob just lost 5 members because they canceled his subscription. Oh, wait. Dang it. Forgot about that subscription. I'd rather you go outside. I'd rather you spend time outside. Or reading a book, doing something. We are subscribed to, well, a subscription is free. All right. So free subscriptions are one thing. Very cool. Love it. Taco pepperoni. It is. Yeah, I think that plant was super rad. Was super rad. Is super rad. Is. Susan for SLC Aquatics. South Lake City. How's it going? Just shoot an elephant. They'll be too distracted dealing with that to notice someone going hot. I'm not going to shoot animals. What? That got dark really fast. If I'm going to shoot an animal, it's going to be like the Asian hornet or something like that. You know what else I like to shoot? Sticker bushes. If I'm shooting something living, it's going to be Asian hornets and sticker bushes. That's what I'm shooting. Rocky Mile says, until last year, I couldn't keep houseplants alive. Now I have about 15 that are thriving. I've definitely lost my fair share of plants. Out of all the plants I've bought, I've probably lost about 10% of them. This is actually Danny's plants right here. Danny, where are you? This is your plant right here. This is a philodendron micin or something like that. I don't know. It's sitting there waiting for her to come pick it up. I'm here to fight anyone who disagrees with the stream title. Sweet. I got backup. We got backup. Lacey says, I watched a member stream outside, building a retaining wall for a flower bed that connects with summer. Well, that's the nice thing about streams, right? Like, who really watches the streams? I bet most people just listen while they're doing something else. Emotion detector. Emotional damage. I'm a plant collector too. I wouldn't say I'm a plant collector, but I am definitely a plant enthusiast. I love like just the rainforest. That whole like biotope has always been my favorite. Mostly cactuses. There's a cactus around here somewhere. It used to be up on that shelf, but I moved it. Now I don't know where it is. Oh, I think it's in my fish room. My one and only cacti. What is the best way to trim an Amazon sword? I finally got one to grow in a 29 gallon and it's growing out of the tank. The real question is, why do you need to trim it? There's nothing wrong with it growing outside of the tank. It'll also grow healthier because it's going to get more CO2 outside of the water. So unless you just don't like the way it looks, you can just chop it. I mean, you can chop the leaves right where they're at. It's not going to look the best. You should probably want to cut them down by the substrate, cut the stem, but I don't know. That's a mighty stem to cut. I just let it grow out. It's about time for a stream with Danny. She was supposed to be here Friday to pick it up. It's frickin' Monday. Let's see what the dealio is. Jockey. A jockey. Jockey. Yo, bro. This plant still here. And you need to stream. They say. You all are the they. I second the stream with Danny request. There you go. That's how you get her on here. You just got to ask. Got to summon her. That's what I do listening while I'm making dinner and taking care of the pond outside. Yeah. I rarely watch live streams. I'll listen to them while doing other stuff. I mean, there's really, I mean, why would you sit here and look at this for 2 hours? What do you listen to it and do other stuff? It just makes sense. I wash when I'm weird. I'm doing dishes. See? I like the rare ones. I do have some rare ones. I have one rare one, and I do struggle to keep that one alive. But it is still alive, so at least there's that. I don't know what the name of it is, so I have no idea. I bury small fish like neons in my plants, larger fish in my yard by trees and bushes. What do you do with fish who've passed on? So now, fish that have passed on usually don't make it out of the tank. Usually they get eaten before I notice them because I kind of deal exclusively with nano fish now. So you don't really notice when like a little rasbora dies, right? Like the plecos will get to it or something. When I do notice him, I usually feed my fish to my roly-polies, my pill bugs, because they love fish. I watched whilst working from home since it's daytime here in Australia. Nice. I know so many questions from me. Hey, more questions the merrier, my friend. My Lagwittia red is getting dull and losing the red. Stem still firm and strong. Leaves aren't dying, but just not looking the best. Any advice? Using easy green now. Yeah, so Lagwittia red will turn green, will lose the red if there is not enough lighting. So lighting plays a pretty important role with the color of your plants. You can almost get any plant to turn red or orange or pink with enough lighting. Like literally any plant. Well, any stem plant. Let me clarify. Stem plant. So yeah, usually when you start losing color, it's just not enough light. Main sales friends and friends, Jess, hello. That's about all I do is work and lurk, except for my own streams. Well, you're still working then, right? It's work. I mean, streaming is work. It's legit work. Houseplants grow crazy in Houston humidity. Is it humid in Houston? I have an elephant ear monstera that's so big it's developing its own personality. There you go. I wish I had room. I have a really, really big plant. It's a monstera or a philodendron. I have no idea. But it's the one that used to sit back here on top of my piano, and it went all the way up here. Now it's like 4 feet wide, like 4 feet tall. It's in my fish room, and it takes up way too much room. I should probably get rid of it, but it is an impressive plant. I think it's a philodendron, but I don't know 100%. Am I the only one that has problem with touch lights? I am not a fan. Like the fluvables with the little touch thing on it. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Not a fan. I would much rather have a switch than touch. It's so annoying. I hate it. Especially like you're doing work in your tank, so your hands are wet, and then you go to hit the touch thing, and it doesn't work because you got a little water on your finger, and you're like, wipe it off, try it again. And you just, it finally turns off. Then you hit it too many times, so it's back on. And you start the whole cycle over again. It's the worst, I'm telling you. Yes, in case that wasn't a joke, Houston is in the Gulf of Mexico. Tons of humidity. I have no idea. I just assume Texas is a giant desert. I have only been to Texas once, and it was for about 6 hours. I didn't even leave the airport. So I just assume it's just a giant desert. Ginger Grumble with a $5 super chat. What kind of pleco to go with Pseudomiguel Gertrude? I mean, I'll just go with a bushy nose, honestly. I'll try to find a Clara, like a LDA08 bushy nose pleco, because they stay small. But, I mean, get yourself a fancy pleco, like a longfin green dragon or a super red or something awesome. Or get like a rubber lip pleco. They're super crazy awesome, and they're only like $1. Ooh, man, it's hot in here. All these new lights making a difference in the temperature. Imagine that. Would it grow with roots in your aquarium? Wait, would what grow? Technically, if you had enough mulm, couldn't you overwinter a lungfish outside? I don't think I could overwinter a lungfish here. Maybe. I don't know though. I don't know. We got some pretty cold weather last winter. I think it got like 1 degree here one night, which is with wind chill you're at negative, which is not very common in the Pacific Northwest. But I don't know. It definitely couldn't be in mulm in water because the water would freeze, the mulm would freeze. That's not gonna work. The 1 week I spent in Texas, it was 100% humidity and over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It was not fun. Well, that just sounds miserable. I don't think I would enjoy that at all. Art with Animal says, I think lighting is the worst part for me. I can never seem to get it right. Just getting algae all the time. It's a combination of algae and fertilizer, that CO2, like finding that sweet spot can take a long time. It's definitely a game of patience. But once you figure it out, it is very rewarding. And like, you try to look up online on advice. The problem with getting advice with people online is they're somewhere else and their water is completely different. So what worked for them is not going to work for you. You just have to keep rolling with it until you eventually figure it out. It's like, okay, lights on for 6 hours. That's it. Greg Jones, there's a name you don't see every day. What's up, buddy? Says Johnny at Dan's Fish. Any plans on stocking Wabenmuster plecos? Wabenmuster, I'm sure I'm butchering that. 2 of the valves look brownish and dull. Is this due to the heater being removed or lack of nutrients? Sorry, ran out of letters in the original question. It definitely wouldn't be because of removing the heater. The valve will grow. I mean, valve grows out here in our lakes when it's like 1 degree out. So that's definitely not it. It's definitely a nutrient deficiency of some kind. If you Google aquarium plant deficiency chart and then go to like Google Pictures, there'll be the same chart like 1,000,000 times, and you can look up, you can get a good idea of what you're missing and why your plant is either turning yellow or brown, getting maybe pinhole leaves in it. It's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate too. Life is Good says, hi Bob, what kind of lights do you use? I have all different kind of lights. I've got Fluval 2.0s. I got Fluval 3.0s. I've got various eBay lights. I mean, I got a ton. There's not just one. I mean, I like the Fluval the most. I mean, obviously they're like $9,000. It's probably my favorite light other than that stupid on-off button. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have a problem with the cheaper lights either. There's just a lot of small things that I like about the Fluval, and it adds up. Does it add up to the $8,000 they're priced at? Maybe. That's for you to decide. We have 10 degrees Celsius in the Mary River in winter, where we have the Australian lungfish. Good to know. Good to know. I never would have thought. Rocky and Miles says, my LFS has a bunch of gold tetras. I think I need some. Have you ever had any? So I've never kept a gold tetra, although I will say a school of gold tetras looks really good. Especially if you get the right lighting, some good RBG lighting. They look phenomenal. Really cool. Underrated tetra that looks really good in a school. Okay, may need some more root tabs as always. Thanks for the help. No problemo. Yeah, I would say if you're having an issue with plants, definitely look up aquarium plants deficiency chart. I'll even look it up right here for you and show you. Deficiency. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell it. Let's take a look. See if we can find one here. What's a good one? Is this a good one? It's not very big, but it'll work. That's what she said. Simple plant deficiency guide. And so, like, hey, you got little shriveled up leaves here. You need some more calcium. I'm turning like a light green here. Carbon dioxide, magnesium. See, it'll tell you everything you need to know, just about. And there's some more in-depth ones. Now, you can even go crazier because some of these will include whether you inject CO2 or not. So, well, that's houseplants. This is the one, this is the one I had printed out in my fish room back when I got into planted tanks. And this one worked really well for me. It's simple, it's basic, and it can really help you out, like, quickly. So, there you go. Are aquarium plant fertilizers safe for fish? Well, of course they are. What kind of question is that? Boss Hog Creed with the $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. You know, it's always weird when you get a large super chat like that with no comment. I never really know what to say. But I am very appreciative. Adam says, it was a great day. The dwarf emerald rasbora fry that I threw in my Daphnia tank like a month ago and forgot about are all still alive and doing great. Well, that's a great way to do it. Them eBay lights. So I own a lot of eBay lights. The problem I have with eBay lights is they always get dimmer. Like, so there's definitely, like, they have an end of life. I don't know what they are, but what was the brand? Odyssey? Like, the Odyssey lights is one of them that's really popular. Like, after a year, if you were to buy a new one, say, like, you buy your eBay light, right? Your cheap eBay, whatever crazy brand name it is, you throw it on your tank, you're like, wow, this thing was $30 and it looks great. Maybe in 10 months, you buy a new tank, you set it up, you buy that same light, and it's right next to the other one, and you're like, wow, that light is crazy dim, and I didn't even notice because it happened slowly over time. That's the problem I kind of have with eBay lights. Boss Hog says, Boss Hog Creed, check this out, Bob. There's a comment. Thank you. At least I have something to say, you know? Some back and forth a little bit, maybe. I don't know. When someone just throws $20 at me, I mean, this happens to me all the time when I walk down the street, right? I'm just grocery shopping and someone just chucks a $20 bill at me and doesn't say anything and just walks away. I'm like, it's always so awkward. But when someone throws a 20 at me and they shake my hand, they're like, hey, Bob, how's it going? I'm like, hey, thanks. Thanks for the real life super chat. You know, there's some back and forth. I like that. Curtis says, I own a lot of Aquaneat lights. Yep, I've had it happen with Aquaneat too, where I bought like a brand new one for a new tank, and I look at the old one and I'm like, dang. Aquaneats, I will say, Aquaneat is probably one of the better knockoff. I don't know, you know, they're not knockoff, but one of the better eBay light brands, in my opinion, is Aquaneat. Lonnie, aka Looney Tunes, I am doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well too. Jalen says, awesome profile pic. It's a selfie. Like, that is Creed. You didn't know that? Creed Bratton, right there in the house. Zenny says, the co-op has a good article on it. Fidgeting with this quarter. I gotta make sure there's not a real quarter here. 1984. Nope. No silver in that one. $20 is $20. Yeah, I know, but like when someone gives you $20, it's just, I don't know. It's just nice to have some back and forth. Like, even if they give me $20 just so they can call me names, like, at least there's that. It said 13 months. I thought it was off by a few. Yeah, 24 months. Oh, that means you're gonna get the new icon here pretty soon. So instead of throwing the money on stage, you want them to tuck it into your G-string like a gentleman. Exactly. Exactly. Is that too much to ask? Zen, I don't feel like that's too much to ask for. Although, it is like, that's how I got this quarter. It's the people that throw change. That's the worst, right? Because that, you know, you can put an eye out throwing change. What's your thoughts on the Hydra 24/7 lights? I've never used one. Therefore, I have no thoughts. Kind of bought mine on a whim with not much research. So I know Haiger is really putting themselves out there right now. They email me like once a month trying to give me free stuff. So far, I haven't taken them up on their offer. But I mean, they seem to be really supportive of creators, so that's really nice. That's rare to see in the aquarium trade. Really not a lot of brands doing that at all. So I will give Higer a shout out for that. Good on them. I haven't needed any of the stuff they wanted to give me, so I haven't really responded. But Higer, if you're watching, it's nothing personal. Unlike Fluval, which is a 100% personal, 110% Fluval personal, and that's not even possible. I close my eyes and pray before plugging eBay lights in for the first time. You got to be careful. I would probably buy eBay lights that have the little, I forget what the certification is, but if you burn down your house without that certification, your insurance company is going to give you the finger and say, good luck, we're out of here. I forget what it is. Somebody will chime in chat. There's like that electrical certificate or whatever. I don't know. I forget. Josh says, man, I am super stuck. I don't know what I want to do in my 75-gallon. Sounds like Rainbowfish. Texas Fish Room. Yes, speaking of that, Texas Fish Room. I just saw the video. I got a bunch of stuff from Higer. See? They are very creator supportive. So that's one of the reasons I love Higer. And to finish that thought, Texas Fish Room says, Higer did send several things for my 220 build. There you go. The thing, okay, so there is something that I have against Higer. Something, it's more of like a critique. Let me see if I can find their email. Yeah. So I do not like the name of their website at all. Honestly, so it's petnannystore.com. When somebody sends me a random email offering stuff and they say go to the website petnannystore.com, I instantly think it's a scam. Like, who would name an aquarium shop petnannystore.com? Sounds like something made up. I don't like it. Not a fan. But Higer, I love you otherwise. All my power strips have fuses in them and surge protection. Nothing I have isn't, yeah, UL listed, that's it. Very, very serious about electrical fires, yes. But, surge protectors usually only work like once, right? Once it trips that first time, it's usually pretty useless. Underwriters Laboratory. I knew it was UL, but I never knew what the acronym was. Interesting. Very interesting. Underwriters Laboratory. I wonder how something like that gets started. Like, can I just make up like Steenfott Laboratories? You have to have my seal of approval, or insurance companies will not cut you a check. Like, how do you just start that business and then put it out there like that? That website sounds like a scam. I agree, or some sort of pet security camera website. Yeah, it's really weird. And honestly, like, I ignored their first couple emails because I get so much scam emails from people trying to give me stuff that once I saw a pet nanny store, I'm like, it's a scam. So I never even read it. Didn't even finish reading it. Can't blame the thought. I would too. Aiden says, especially because I rent and I want to be able to point to that if I put it in the spotlight. Yep. Like this garage I'm renting, everything has to be UL rated. And it does bring up the price of some stuff, like your like your light socket little plug-in dealies, like doubles the price of those things. If you just buy an eBay rando one, it's like $2. But that UL certificate makes them all like $15. Medcal says, Higer's customer service is great, and they support creators. So that's the other thing. Like, I will only support companies that have outstanding customer service. Not good, not okay, not decent. It has to be outstanding. And to be honest, I don't know much about Higer as a company at all. Other than I know that they support creators, which very few companies are. So yeah, it's good to hear. I'd like to know if anybody has issues with Higer stuff. Like, how was your experience? You start doing quality control, and then over decades, your standards become trade standards. Well, I've got decades of quality control on this earth. So how do I start? Some dude says I like my Higer 24/7 light. Primetime Aquatics did a video on it. Is RL certified is the term, so it's not UL. Everyone else says UL. As long as there's an L in there, that's all that matters, right? As long as it's some laboratory, it doesn't matter if it's U, if it's R, if it's T. As long as it's laboratories at the end of it, you're okay, I guess. K2 says, I think I have a Priscilla tetra that was poked by a Corydora. Have you ever had this happen? I mean, not that I know. I mean, it could have got poked on a piece of wood, rock. I don't know. To know specifically that it was a Corydora, I don't know that I could ever know that. Hopefully it does all right, though. I don't know. What it would, yeah, maybe like one of those times when the Corrydoras like shoot to the surface to get a gulp of air. Maybe they stabbed a tetra. It'd be pretty rare, but I could see it happening. Sage, good evening to you too. Ginger Grumble says, okay, bought my rainbows. I gotta pick up some new animals too here, actually. Not fish, though. Now to find a home. You bought fish, and you don't even have the tank set up yet? How dare you? Shame. Shame. Jeez. The oldest Higer I have is only 3.5 years, but I've never had one go out yet, so that's pretty impressive to me. Now, light output quality could be better, could be worse. Plus, that's pretty subjective, right? Like, one person could think a light is bright, and another person would be like, that's dull. That's super dull. Chihiros and Twin Star are creme de la creme, worth every penny. So the problem I have with Chihiros, the one I have, is it gets insanely hot. It got so hot, like I refuse to use it. I've only tried it once. That's the one time. It was really good. Like, it was super bright, but it was like, what did I put on there? I think I put like a piece of junk mail on there, and it was like, it turned the envelope of the junk mail brown. I mean, it was like burning the envelope. So I had to do away with that, because the last thing I need to do is accidentally like set something on there and forget about it and then have it burn down my house. I couldn't believe how hot it was. It was insane. Fish Tank Barn with a $5 super chat for the tip jar. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. And Rocky and Miles throwing in a $2 says thanks. That's all. Right back at you. Dogs. We got paws. All right. I don't think you can set it up tonight. I don't think so. No response from Danny yet. Do you play those guitars on the wall, or is it a green screen overlay? It's green screen. They're not real. See how I can just reach right through them? See? It's green screen. They're fake. I made a mistake on my 75-gallon light. I was told buy a good light right away and something you will want in the future. I bought a Fluval 3.0, not knowing what it was, not knowing what I was getting into. That's not a mistake. I don't, as much as I dislike Fluval for many reasons, like the Fluval 3.0, not as good as the 2.0, but it's still a really, really good light. Like, got to give credit where credit is due. That's a really good light. Standards can be variable also for success. This is true. It depends upon the products in some cases. Yeah, definitely. Also note, both of my Phoenix lights died within 2 years. Yeah, Phoenix. 2 thumbs down. They used to be really good. Their customer service went to crap. And it was all downhill after that. I don't know what they like. I don't know if they were like, we need to cut corners, we need to cut cost. But man, it used to be like something happened to your Phoenix light, they would send you a new one even before you sent the old one back. They were just on it. And then it was like, now you got to send the old one in first. You got to send in a receipt. You got to give them your whole life story about what happened to this light. Ugh. And I'm definitely not like, if I owned a company, I'm probably not sending out product without getting one back. But it went from like a very quick and seamless process to this takes months and it's not even worth my time to get this thing warrantied. Ugh. 2 thumbs down. Took you 4 hours to set up a 15-gallon planet tank? That's not so bad. See, though, in a non-planet tank, I had black algae growing pretty quickly. Also, I don't know, like, I've had some problems with my Phoenix lights, like my newer ones, so yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Some dude says everyone else is right. My bad. My bad. Well, is that about the RLUL thing? Whatever. Wait. What? Wait. Curtis, American quarters look almost like Canadian quarters. You got kicked out for being cheap? What? I got tossed out of a... Wait, why are you telling this story? Tipping the girls with American quarters because they look like Canadian quarters? What are you doing? But our quarter is worth more, so you think that would be... You think they'd want that? Both my yep, Chewy agreed. How much you want to bet me? I don't. Standard variable. I can tell your metalhead what type of Jackson in Eboniers. It's a Jackson Dinky. A Jackson Dinky. I wouldn't say I'm a metalhead though. I'm nah, I can't. I'm not a metalhead. I do like me some rock music, but metalhead is probably a little bit too extreme for what I like. Brett Dill says, wow, that's a shame. I always liked my Phoenix Stingray. I've got multiple Phoenix Stingrays where multiple LEDs just don't work. It's very frustrating. So, yeah, in Phoenix, like 5 years ago, I would only buy Phoenix. Like my whole fish room, I probably had like 50 or 60 Phoenix lights. I'm talking about the Fuse Ray, the Stingray, the Monster. I mean, I had all of them. The Planet Plus. And I still have them. I refuse to get rid of them because they don't make them like that anymore. The other post, the guy said he got a Fluval 3.0 C, which is the... Oh, C. Okay. Not the Planet. Okay. Now I get where the mistake was, Josh. The 3.0. I was a little confused about that. C? That makes way more sense. If you can't tell silver from bronze colors... I haven't been to Canada in so long, I don't even know what the coins look like anymore. When was the last time I went to Canada? Probably like in the 90s, like early 90s. Although I should be getting my passport soon, and then sky's the limit. My new passport. The Chihiroj WRGB2 Slim is a great alternative to the Fluval 3.0. It doesn't get that hot. and it only stays about 10% more of the same size as fluval light. Wait. And it's only about 10% more of the same size? But the Chihiros has better colors. I don't know. That brand is forever stained. It's forever stained. Until they send me some to try out, I cannot recommend that brand anymore. That was like, I mean, it was a fire hazard, for crying out loud. Any luck getting your new water bottle? No luck. I still have the big guy in reserve, using the smaller one right now. But this is full and ready to go in case I run out. If it's all good, just using the low white light settings only now. Whew. Hip Hop Hillbilly says, I have had my 40-gallon fishless cycled in 13 days, and have since been feeding it about 1 to 2 parts per million ammonia a day, and it's fully cycling in 24 hours. Gonna keep feeding the baby brine till my fish come Saturday. It's gonna keep feeding the baby brine, I assume. Beneficial bacteria, obviously. What was I thinking? Ay. But it's important. That's important. A lot of people don't realize that. You gotta give them something. You've been waiting 3 months for your passport. Luckily, I know some people that know some people. So, I did get it a little bit sooner than most, but you know, us celebrities usually get special treatment like that. So, you know, don't hate us because we're famous, all right? I can see Canada from my house. I can too. I can see Whistler. Not from my house, but if I go away from the trees, get out of the tree line, then yeah. Yeah, the passports are taking so long to get right now. It's insane. We could always come up to Canada in August for the rock festival. I didn't even know they did stuff in Canada. That's crazy. A rock festival in Canada? I feel like Canada would have like banjo festivals or something. I don't know. Oh man. I mean, it would all depend on the bands. Like, I'm not a fan of concerts at all. Like, I hate going to like sporting events. I don't like going to concerts. I only like going to small events. People in public just irritate me way too much to go to like large crowded areas. Do you know where you're going on your first trip out of country? I am already a world traveler, all right? I have been out of the country many times, all right? I have braved the mighty Pacific and been to Canada and Mexico, all right? So it's not my first trip out of the country. Jeez. I am very well traveled. Very well. I've been to Tijuana, all right? I'm actually replacing a Haiger heater 150 with another Haiger heater because the 150 is stuck on. So the question is, are you replacing it because they warrantied it, or my other question is, it clearly broke, but you're still replacing it with another Haiger heater, which means you must really like it. Because usually if I get something and it breaks, I kind of stay away from that brand. So you must really like it. It's called Conifest. It was for awareness for medical marijuana. Now it's called something different. Is medical marijuana legal in Canada now? Is that why it's a different cause now? Garden of Whedon says, same Bob, I just can't deal with people. I mean, really. This right here is the best way to interact with people. Especially since I'm in the command seat, right? Someone says something I don't like, boom, you're out of here. If I do that in real life, I go to jail. So this is amazing. I love the internet. Yes, I'm expecting a special guest in August. All right. Jeff has been to 26 different countries. Not the same, different countries. That is awesome. I don't know. There's a lot of countries I want to go to, but I don't know if there's 26 that I want to go to. I don't know. I can't wait to go to Ecuador, though. Ecuador, Paraguay, Uruguay, all the Guays, all of them. And obviously, you know, my lifelong goal of going to Antarctica. I'll have to make that happen at some point. Amy says, I keep losing my guppies one at a time about once a week. Just the pure strains from the LFS. Here are the stats. Nitrates 10, nitrite 0, GHKH 8.0. My mutt babies seem to all do great. This is because the ones you're getting at the pet store are very, very, I don't want to say weak, but I can tell you from buying guppies wholesale was probably by far, no, how do I want to word this? How do I want to say this? English is hard, all right? Of all the fish, all the different types of fish I bought from all the different wholesalers, guppies by far were the most problematic. Guppies coming from wholesalers, like I stopped buying guppies because it was awful. Like I would buy 50 and over a 2-month period, I'd maybe have like 6 left. And I tried multiple different wholesalers, and that was kind of my experience with all of them. So I don't know if that's the same thing going on with you, but they were just really poor quality fish in general. You're sounding like me. I get road rage just standing in line. I want to go where the good food is. Yeah. Yep. Like, yeah. I agree 100%. Let's see. The ones at my local pet stores don't have good genetics because they are overbred and inbred. I cannot imagine life without internet. I would shrivel and die. Well, I wouldn't go that far because my life pre-internet was pretty dang good. I mean, I was like super poor, but I spent almost from sunup to sunrise outside. Like I was never inside. So that's never going to be a bad time. I was the guy playing with rocks and sticks because that's all I had. 10% more on price, not size, regarding my comment. Oh, I thought that was kind of a weird thing to say. It's about 10% bigger. About 10% different size there. I mean, the internet has a ton of positives, but also a ton of negatives. But I think it definitely is. The positives definitely outweigh the negatives, in my opinion. Jeff says, was in the U.S. Navy. I feel like if I had to go back and do it again, I would probably do something like that. Maybe, you know, get in the Navy. I almost, like, I was at the office, like, signing the papers, and they were like, well, it's no guarantee that you'll get in the program, because I was going for computer science, and then, like, the day I was going to go sign the papers, I talked to my uncle who was in the Army, and he was like, no, there's no guarantee. Like, they say that just to get you to sign it, and then you'll be like a cook at some random place for like 3 years while you're on a waiting list to get into the computer program, the computer science program. And then I asked the recruiter, and he was like, well, there's no guarantee, but we really need, you know, computer people right now. I'm like, yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, right. No, thanks. I'm out of here. I call myself an extroverted introvert. I prefer to be off somewhere by myself, but I also enjoy being with a crowd. Scruffy City Aquatics. I mean, I don't mind like small crowds, but it's easier to like. I don't like being cramped. That's my thing, and I feel cramped in large crowds. Lunatic Fringe says water quality comes into the issues with guppies bought from pet shops. They can carry disease, and in Canada they don't get to do or they don't get. Well, you need a vet licensing in Canada. Carry disease, and in Canada they don't get something. They don't get treatment. Totally different in the U.S. I mean, the guppies are highly abused in the fish trade as well. I mean, you can't just blame it all on inbred and bad genetics. I mean, they are definitely abused. Probably like goldfish, most abused. Guppies right up there with them. I mean, I've been to wholesalers that just have gigantic bags of dead goldfish just thrown off to the side, like, yep. Just like it's nothing. Oh, man. I originally wanted to go into the Air Force. The recruiter said there was a 6+ month wait. Went across the aisle to the Navy recruiter and said he could have me on the next plane. Air Force is the way to go, though. I'm telling you, man. Like, if you want an easy ride, Air Force is... You want to be weapons instructor for the Air Force. I'm telling you. If you're thinking about going to the armed services, that's where you want to go. And you have to obviously be good with a gun if you're going to be an instructor. But still, man. I've had horrible experiences trying to get stir-by corridoras. I won't buy them again until I can get them straight from a breeder. Hopefully someone local. See, that I've never heard that with corridoras before, let alone stir-by, which I consider to be one of the most reliable corridoras. Corridoras? I don't know. That sounded weird. I don't know why. Corridora. Yeah. I mean, normally stir-by are super hardy. That's strange. Vet certificate must be sent with goldfish to Canada too. Well, we're almost at that point. Honestly, if that Lacey Act gets passed. Granted, it has nothing to do with medication, but it's going to make things significantly harder, like Canada. Moving on. All right. Bob can sniff out a scam a mile away. I have not been scammed in a very long time, so that might be true. Midnight Lobster, that's an excellent observation. It says, but you're still playing with rocks and sticks. That is 100% true. That is funny. I worked on the failing system on the Navy ship. Was on an Aegis class cruiser. That would be my Air Force. No. Space Force, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army. That's my order that I would go. My brother was in the Army and said they would all get so mad when they seen how the Air Force was treated so much better. People in the Air Force, yeah, trust me. People know, if you're in the Air Force, you on easy street when it comes to the armed services, for sure. Now I just lost all my Air Force subscribers. But the truth hurts. What can I say? They know. Oh. Danny can come next Monday and stream next Monday. There you go. Maybe, just maybe, Danny will be here next Monday. Marines are at the bottom of the list. I would join the Marines before the Army. That's a strange way to spell platy. Death by fish tanks. $2 super chat. Thank you. A platy. Platy. Thanks, DB Foot. Death by fish tanks. Let them tell you no, and then refer until you tell them yes. If you really want to do it, prove them wrong. I have no idea what you're talking about, but that is sound advice. JM, Yaman, JM. I don't know what that means. Is that some kind of trademark? Are you trademarking what you say? That needs to be TM, not JM. Curtis says, Air Force barracks were like dorm rooms, and the Army used shipping containers. I know they don't even have to wear their uniforms at all. Like, it's so funny. Anyways, if anyone's in the Air Force and is upset, it's only because they know it's true. Like, you get pampered. You get pampered, all right? Anyways, Bob has a friend who's a Nigerian prince who tells them what a scam and what is not. It's true. Got him on the payroll. The payroll. I forward him all my emails and I say, yo, is this one legit? And he says, Yaman. I don't know why he has a Jamaican accent, but he does. He's a Jamaican that lives in Nigeria, all right? Accept it. It happens. It's true. What else we got going on here? Holy smokes, it's already been an hour and 40 minutes. I feel like it's been like 10 minutes. How many people are here? I don't even pay attention to that anymore. What do we got? Do we need the like button? Okay, let's hit the like button. 160 people. Let's get a few more likes, shall we? Just a couple. Don't forget to hit the like button. Fish room update video coming soon, Bob. Coming soon. That is basically the motto of my channel. Have you ever seen the movie Money Pit? Where they buy a house and needs to be fixed up and they ask, how long will it be done? 2 weeks. That's going to be my answer. 2 weeks. When 2 weeks come and goes and you ask me again, I'm going to say 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The pH crashed in my Betta's 10-gallon cycle crashed. All good now. Glad I caught it. What could have caused it? pH crashing in a 10-gallon. I mean, so the problem is 10-gallon, decent amount of water, but still has the potential to go sideways really fast. Like, even a plant dying off, like decaying plant matter, can cause a pH crash. I don't know how long it's been set up. Could be old tank syndrome. The nice thing about bettas, though, right, is that they breathe air. So bettas can be in poor quality for longer than most fish, just because, they're not. Yes, they'll get ammonia burn, but they're still breathing from the surface, so they'll last a little bit longer. I'm glad I didn't bet you. I canceled my rainbows. I need to be smarter about these animals. I told you. How did I know? Bob is so smart. Let me just look this up. Spotted blue-eye rainbows. Gonna be refunded. That's gonna hurt. There goes that commission. Jeez. Maybe I shouldn't have talked you out of it. Lost my commission. Only problem why I do not think of rainbowfish as the best aquarium fish is tank size. Danios are cool. Well, what about giant Danios? They need a large tank. I will say Danios very similar to rainbowfish and still pretty awesome fish. If I wasn't twice the size of a jet cockpit, I'd have been in the Air Force. Well, there's other things to fly other than jets, right? Maybe get on one of them bombers. Lots of room in the cockpit of those things. Let's see. Small rainbows, lunatic fringe. What? Only problem, why do I not think a rainbowfish is the best aquarium fish? Is the tank size. Daniels are cool. Yeah, man, that's a great point. Not only are there larger Danios, but there's also smaller rainbows. Is there anyone out there that would say Danios are the best? Bob is so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. A little Simpsons reference there. That's old school Simpsons too, like back when it was still good. Regina Phalange says, no, Bob, I had a spare Higer. I don't expect it to last long either. Ooh, all right. So we got an anti-Higer here. Anti-Higer, Regina. Not a fan. Not a fan. Well, tell you what. They give you any problems, you have them talk to me and say, that's Regina Phalanges. She sent me beef jerky. You will give her free stuff. Just saying. I made the mistake of rushing into buying fish without thinking of the beginning of the hobby. Never worked out. Now I always research and plan before I get anything. That's probably like 99% true for me. But I think everyone, every once in a while, just happens to see that fish, and it's like, I have to have that right now. Like, I don't even care if I don't have a tank. If I don't buy it right now, someone else is going to. I've done it. Other people have done it. The nice thing about having your fish room, though, it's usually not an issue, right? You can just, you have a fish room, you can pretty much buy any fish you want at any time. So there, you know, there is that. But definitely, what was the last one? Probably the elephant nose fish I bought. There was one left at the fish store, and I was like, that is so rad. I got to buy it. And then everybody yelled at me because it wasn't in a school. It had to be in a group. So then I gave it to my buddy that had some. But ooh, elephant nose fish in my 300 gallon. That would be kind of cool. You don't see a lot of elephant nose fish anymore. Regina Flandy says, I bought 2 Higer heaters so that I had a backup. And guess what? I needed that backup heater today. Wow. Well, would honey gourami do well with pencil fish? Yes, absolutely. And see, now there's planning ahead, Regina. I'm with you, Regina. The only thing I like about the Higer is the footprint. Isn't it the same as the co-op one? Isn't it? I think. Like, I really like the footprint of the co-op one, and I think the Higer is similar. Where it's like square. It's not some long glass tube that you're going to shatter. I hate that. There is only Jet. You couldn't handle the G-forces, my friend. Don't even act like you could. Come on now. Come on. I mean, I've only been in 6 Gs. That's the most Gs I've been in. Almost passed out. Did not pass out, but almost. Now you can't even ride that roller coaster anymore. They took it down. Too many people passed out. I like to think it was always be prepared, but let's say there's a Congo spotted puffer being rehomed for $50. Won't be passing that up a second time. Oh my gosh, you passed that up once already? Why would you do that? To be fair, I'm using these heaters in an outdoor tank. Even in California, it gets used a lot. Yeah, and I believe, something I learned, the heaters are only made to work for like a year. Like, that's it. I did not know that. Like, after a year, all bets are off. They're not designed to last longer than that. Why? Because they want you to buy 2 or they want you to buy another one. But I didn't know they specifically made them that way, which is not surprising, but it is disappointing. I really believe the same manufacturer is making them for Higer and co-op. I could easily find that out. Have you ever gone to one of those have ever gone on one of those slingshot rides? No. Nope. There's a lot of rides I can't go on because I'm too big. I was brand new back in the hobby and it was Craigslist. I didn't know. Oh, it's probably a scam. Let's just say it was a scam. A $50 Congo spotted puffer was probably a scam. They're probably going to rob you blind and take all your fish tanks. I don't trust anyone on Craigslist. I'm telling you. The Pacific Northwest. I don't know if it's just because I hear about it more because I'm here, But I'm always hearing about people getting killed, like buying stuff on Craigslist. I don't know. It seems to happen here and in Oregon a lot. Occasionally, if there is something I must have, I will spend some time in the store looking it up to make sure I can look after it. Isn't that great? That is one of the great things about the internet. I've never heard of this fish before. Let me Google it real quick. Let me Google it. Let me DuckDuckGo it. Let me ask Jeeves what he thinks about this fish. Think that's how Topfin makes their lights 1 year, then poof. Probably all of them. I mean, let's be real. Rob you blind and take all your fish tanks. Yep. Zen Ginger says, yes, that was my fear. I never meet people on Craigslist. Like, I never go to their house. I never have them come to my house. I straight up, when they ask me where I want to meet, I give them the address, and it's to the police station. And I legit have had people say, well, nothing. Like, they just ghost me after I give them the address. So, you knew that was not going to end well. Johnny says it's not a real Craigslist transaction without a stabbing. Oh, I guess that's kind of true. Ask Jeeves, is that still a thing? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's ask Jeeves if MySpace is still around. AskJeeves.com. It's just ask.com. That's right. I forgot about that. Ask Jeeves is now ask.com. And this site is terrible. Like, wow. That is awful. All right. Speaking of crowds, I'm like a border collie jumping across a flock of sheep when I'm at a concert. A border collie jumping across a flock of sheep. Does that mean you're crowd surfing? I'm confused. Or are you like herding the crowd to like one area? I don't know. For some reason, I just picture you like crowd surfing. Woo! I don't trust people to crowd surf me. My husband has taken me on many a Craigslist voyages, but I was home alone that day. Ooh. Ooh. MySpace is still around. I know, and I'm on there too. I am on MySpace. Ask Jeeves was a lifesaver in middle school. It was one of the first search engines. Like, you had Web Crawler, you had Ask Jeeves. There was one that starts with an H that I can't remember. No, I don't remember. Right? Scruffy? Scruffy? Alice says, sadly, nothing is made to last anymore. Companies just want your money. I mean, we definitely live in like a throwaway society for sure. Like, I bought this thing for $20. I can spend 3 hours fixing it, or I can just buy another one for $20 and throw this one away. That's just the way it is now. Jeff says, I'm up in Washington State. So am I, my friend. We're Washington bros. That was stupid. Yahooligans. Yahooligans. What's the other one I'm thinking about? Ask Jeeves, a web crawler. There's Netscape was a thing. Do you remember Dogpile? Oh, I don't remember that one. Dogpile. Oh my gosh, the Yahoo personal sites. I remember that. Man, the internet has been around for so long. I was like, I was there for the dawn of the internet. How crazy is that? What was the Yahoo personal sites? Yeah, AOL. Regina says yes. Coming in late. Regina says yes, Danny. Or yay, Danny. Yay, Danny. Love me some Netscape. And then there was Netscape 2.0. Yep, getting those AOL CDs. And we all collected them. You know you did. We were going to use those CDs for something, but them AOL free trial CDs, we all had boxes of them. You know you did. Don't even lie. Jeff says, I drive 2.5 hours just to spend my money at Aquarium Co-op. There you go. Are you north, east, or south? Ish. Let's see. Could you be... Yeah, you could be south. You could be north, too. You can go 2.5 hours, both, north and south and still be in Washington. I had a quantum link for my Commodore 64. Do you have the punch cards? I never had a GeoCities page. I couldn't get into it. Alta Vista, yep. I saw my first email. My email is from before, like, Gmail was even public. Like, back in the day, you had to know someone that knew someone to get a Gmail email. That's how old my Gmail is. You holding up pretty good, Bobby? Like 90? Yep, because I drink lots of water. Lots of water. Alice says, I have no idea what most of these things are. Before my time. We're in the old people section of the stream. The old people. Wenatchee. Oh, I love Wenatchee. I absolutely love it. I love... So, let me ask you, Jeff. I'm assuming you've probably been to Winthrop. It's like... I mean, I haven't been to Winthrop in probably like 15 years. I'm guessing you've been there since there. I mean, Wenatchee's pretty close to Winthrop. If you haven't been there, okay. Is it still... Or do you know, is Winthrop still like a western town? Last time I was at Winthrop, it is legit like a western town where they had like wood plank sidewalks, like the whole shebang. And I don't know why I haven't gone back in such a long time, but I need to. If it's still like that, I want to go back. But if it's all updated and modern, I don't care. I don't want to go. Punch cards and a 300 baud modem. I'm glad somebody knows about punch cards. My favorite micro predator fish is probably like a scarlet batis or a black tiger batis, black tiger Dario. Any of the batis fish are gonna be my favorite micro predators. I mean, pea puffers are pretty awesome. Warning, we've reached the back in my day portion. Yep, yes it is. Okay, now I definitely need to plan a trip to Winthrop. That was, I used to love going to that place. So I've rafted the Wenatchee River probably like 100 times in my life. So, you go to Winthrop in the summer and you go to Leavenworth in the winter. So you got like this. You got the western town in the summer, and you got like this little German town in the winter. It's pretty awesome. Wenatchee is nothing special, but these other two towns that are really close are pretty awesome. Back in my day. Uh-oh, I'm singing again. That means it's almost time to go. The GeoCities webpage was the original Facebook wall. No, it was the original MySpace wall, because in MySpace you could do HTML as well. Remember? Man, everybody had a GeoCities webpage. Like, literally everybody. I never did it, though. I was like, this is stupid. I can't conform. I can't be a part of the crowd. Deb says, oh, hello, Deb. Rigged an aquarium co-op large pre-filter sponge over our small pond pump and our bird bath dog watering trough. Works great at keeping tree junk from clogging up the pump. There you go. I love the co-op one. I buy the ones on eBay, and they have holes on both sides, and it's so frustrating. So annoying. You always had to include the under construction gif. Yeah. The little stick man with the shovel. Gee. 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 We just had the Apple Blossom Festival. Apple Bottom Festival I would be okay with, but Apple Blossom? I still say MySpace was ahead of its time with the music on your wall. I know. Like, don't even start on the music. Like, jeez. Neopets had music on your page way before MySpace. Now, I've never heard of Neopets. I don't know what that is. I had a Zanga account, which is similar. I remember that. Yeah, I never got into that. Nope. Oh, the pain of dial-up. Yep. My first internet connection was a 14.4. 14.4 dial-up. And when we got 28.8, I was like, oh my gosh, we're really smoking now. And then when we got 56, I was like, oh, I never need anything faster than this. This is amazing. And now I'm at like 1 gig up, 1 gig down. And I'm like, this is amazing. I'll never need anything faster than this. But in another 10 years, it'll be like a terabyte up and a terabyte down. I don't even know. Leo209 Aquatic says, Steenfott, best ways to keep a pond rich in oxygenation, either using solar or something that's not plugged into an outlet. I would absolutely use solar. Even if it doesn't work like every day, maybe it's cloudy. Solar is the way to go. Bring back LimeWire. I want Napster. Napster was way better than LimeWire. I want the original Napster from like 97. But yeah, Leo29 Aquatics. I do solar in all my outdoor tubs with air pumps and sponge filters, and yep, highly recommend it. You can even do like solar connect if you really wanted to get hardcore. You could do like solar connected to a solar generator, and depending on where you are, like air pumps don't really take that much wattage, so even on a sunny day you'd still probably collect more energy than what you're using powering your air pump, unless it's like one of those big gigantic pond ones. I don't know. Napster for the win. LimeWire was a good way to give your PC a virus. Yeah, LimeWire, you really had to read the reviews of people that had already downloaded it and trust that it wasn't like fake reviews that like, hey, this gave me a virus, or this one was okay. Cell Autica killed Napster. They definitely had their hand in it. But, I mean, Napster was doomed from the beginning. But it was so awesome just to go on there and download like 100 songs in like a minute, and you're like, yeah, this is cute. Yep. Napster was pretty awesome. Which solar do I get? I just have like random Amazon, whatever's cheap on Amazon. So I'm only running like the small Aquarium co-op air filters, right? Or air pumps. So the small USB ones, where they're like 4 watts. So I just go on Amazon when I set up a new one, and I buy whatever solar panel is cheap with a USB plug-in. I don't even know the brands. Let's look at one of the brands. See if I can bring one up. I've even used, I have one that has for cell phones, so it has the solar panel in it and a battery pack, which works pretty good. Some of them have like auto shut off, which would be kind of annoying. So, it'll turn off on its own. Let's see. I want to search my orders. Solar. Doop 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 doop. Yeah, like this brand says Chowi Tech. Chowi Tech solar charger. Like it's probably not even a thing anymore. Yeah, it's not even a thing anymore. So yeah, whatever rando brand. You know how it is. Yeah, the last one I bought is not even a brand. But, you know, here's Big Blue, 3 USB ports, 28 watt solar charger, $69.96. Here's one for $33, $39. They're kind of all over the place. My internet was too slow for 100 songs in a minute. It's just a little exaggeration, but songs would download in about 30 seconds. Do I have to have an air stone in a sponge filter for it to aerate, or are the bubbles it produces enough? So you don't need the air stone. The air stone helps prevent it from getting clogged up, though. So if you get like a no clog air stone, you'll get way more life out of having to like clean out the internal part of your sponge filter. I put out a patio micro pond this year. I'm running the co-op sponge in it. I need to look into solar for it. Yeah, it's awesome. Like my ponds, that's the only filtration they get is like when it rains and they get fresh water, and they have solar air pumps to them. So if it's cloudy out, to be honest, most of them still work when it's cloudy out too. It has to be like really dark, like nasty thunderstorms for it to not get enough power to power one of those USB air filters or air pumps. But yeah, if it's not getting solar, then it's just not getting, aerated is all. Regina says, yeah, Bob, that Higer heater that took a dump today ran like a champ all winter in my outdoor aquarium, so I'm not poo-pooing Higer. There we go. Not poo-pooing Higer. The old west of the internet good times. I hope we get it back. They're trying. Web 3.0 is a real thing. Hopefully we get it unrestricted. That's the idea behind Web 3.0. Hopefully. Someday we get it back. I'm going to get 2 Black Tiger Dario for my Spec 5 gallon, going to Planet first. I don't know if you want to get 2. You may want to, if you end up with 2 males in a 5 gallon, that might present some issues. If you get male and female, obviously it's no issue. But just be careful. I don't know. Like they're small, you could probably pull it off and have 2 different territories. But you might also be asking for trouble. I have some Aspidora eggs hatch, and it's about 24 hours since they became free swimming. I'm trying Walter worms and Sarah Micron, but Fry are just still. Whoa! Let me just read this whole thing again. So you have some Aspidora, which you don't know if you don't know what those are. Those are basically Corydoras, like small Corydoras, super awesome fish. But Aspidora, it's been about 24 hours since they became free swimming. Trying Walter worms and Sarah Micron, but Fry are just still holding still. Any advice? If you can get Rapashi, like spawn and grow, I would try that. It's a real fatty food as well, so hopefully put some weight on them. That's kind of my go-to, and you can make it as a gel, which I would do both. So I would make it in a gel and put it in there so they can graze on it if they want to. But I would also throw it in powder form, which is, I don't know what exact micron size of Rapashi is, but it's super small. And that's what I would try. Whew. Those were the days. Those were the days. All right, all. That's the end of this stream. I want to thank everyone for coming out. It was a lot of fun. Again, thanks to everyone who's going to watch this later. I was reminded recently of the Lion Cove cichlid. Had to look it up and remember what it looks like. It's so pretty. The Lion's Cove Afra is a very awesome, cool little African cichlid. But, yes, looks super good. All of the... Now I can't remember the scientific name of them. Okay, I'm going to look that up because it's going to bug me. And then we will end this Lion's Cove Afra. Whatever that scientific name is. Where is it at? Where are you at? Cynotilapia, that's right. All of the Cynotilapia are very pretty, smaller, Mbuna-ish like cichlids. Highly recommend them if you want smaller Mbuna-like fish, African cichlids. And they do really good in like 40 breeders, even down to like 29 gallons. Highly recommend them. But anyone, thanks everyone. I super duper appreciate you coming. Yes, super duper. Say hi to Sasquatch. I will. I will actually be spending some time in the mountains here pretty soon. So, gonna do a little get together, share some jerky with Sasquatch, have some good times. Thanks everyone for hanging out, lurking, talking, modding, members.